Hi, today I woke up, and that's about the end of arguably good news. Steve Harwell, of Smash Mouth fame, died at 56 in a hospice due to liver failure. The years keep coming and they don't stop coming, but he did stop coming. Shrek might be forever, but Smash Mouth is no more. The anti-vax conspiracy theorists say his liver failed because of the vaccine that he recently took. And even if that was true, congratulations, one person died because of COVID vaccine. Meanwhile, 100 million others didn't. In addition, it's been a few years now, and where are all the adverse long-term side effects that they were all scared of? I don't have any. I've got vaccinated pals who've got none. And I even know some vaccinated people who had a child, and it's healthy too. And since one case anecdotal evidence is good enough, I'm clearly right about the efficacy of the COVID shots. And that's the celeb gossip for today. I wanted to say all this during my KOTOR playthrough, as well as reporting on how's that perfect recalibration of my screen going, because I stopped thinking about how blue it is. But I thought about playing and streaming The Last of Us Part 1, because it came out on PCs. The show is good and very faithful to the game, and although I know the story, I wanted to challenge myself with the gameplay. And that's where more problems came from. And I wouldn't have gotten this video out on the day of his death anyway, because I was dealing with all the problems till very late. First off, I downloaded a version with 3 separate updates, going from version 1 to version 103, and the update files were fucked up. Not only that, every next update required the previous one, so I couldn't skip anything. In the next step, I accidentally found The Last of Us Part 1 Deluxe Edition updated already to version 1.1.1, so I got that instead. Downloaded it, installed it, tried to launch it, and I got error message saying Agility SDK couldn't be loaded. So I went on the net to see what the fuck is up, and it turns out that Agility SDK is available only for the newest Windows version, which meant that I would have to update my Windows, which I haven't been doing for years. And as we all know, new update is just a new way to break things, but I guess playing this game is good enough reason to do it, so I went through with it. All the updates started downloading and installing, and in the meantime I decided to kill some time by doing Star Wars The Old Republic daily stuff. And that's where all my tuning in Nvidia control panel went to shit. It all broke and I had to recalibrate 2 screens again. Not that you can save some profiles to load in case that happens. And stupid me, why didn't I make notes about all the color settings? So I had to redo all that. Nothing is as it was before, and as I was pouring through calibration instructions, I found the line saying that if I don't get sharpness on one of the screens right, the gamma readings won't be right either, and the screen that needs the sharpness fixed doesn't have any options about it. So all the gamma readings are inaccurate, and I had to eyeball the whole thing again. All that after I've already digged with all the sliders, trying to pick the right values, which resulted in the display looking nothing like it looked like before it all went to shit. So I guess it's good that I decided to wing it, but the main monitor still needs some work. In the meantime, we still need to fix The Last of Us Part 1, right? So I'm installing all the Windows updates, restart the computer, go back into settings to see if everything is installed correctly, and there are more updates. So of course we go through the installation process again. I check if it worked this time, and it didn't. I checked for some tips online, and of course someone had a similar problem. So they wrote, I'm trying to update my Windows, but something is not working right and the update isn't installing. What should I do? And the helpful as always customer support tells them, well, just update it to the newest version and see if it worked. To which they promptly respond, but that's the problem, I can't update to the newest version. Anyway, one of the tips is just try again, and if that won't work, you can manually download the update from Microsoft's website, and if that doesn't help, you're gonna have to reinstall Windows. Now, I'm already thinking about the worst thing that's gonna happen, which is needing me reinstalling the whole fucking system. So for now, I'm skipping that part, try not to think about it, and just run the update again. So I do. The settings say I've got everything up to date. My Windows version seems to be 1909, or 1909, or 199, or 1909. And from what I've read, this should be enough to enable the Agility SDK for The Last of Us to run. I tried to run the game, and it doesn't work. So what the fuck now? I'm thinking maybe update DirectX. I tried to download that, install it, and it says it's up to date. There's nothing to update here. I'm trying to download the Agility SDK like a library specifically, directly, to then install with something or another, but the instructions are not clear, and if they're not clear it looks like that's not what I need to do. So I angrily keep searching for solutions until I finally find the information saying yes indeed, you need the version 1909, but it has to be like a build that ends with 0.1380 or something like that, or 1350. I check if that checks out in my system info, and sure enough it ends with 1256, and that's an update from 2.5 years ago. So no, I'm not up to date. Fortunately, I remembered about manually downloading the next update because, similarly to the Last of Us version that I tried to get originally, to get to the latest patch, it requires every individual previous patch. And what do you know? Windows specifically says that one of the updates changes things about how Windows Updater works. So it just makes it so that you can't keep downloading newer patches. You're stuck at 2021. Fantastic design. However, I do try that manual update. Now my system version is 22H2 instead of 1909. I try launching the game and it actually fucking works. So now I've got the newest Windows version, the start menu looks different, my screen calibrations are fucked, but the game launches. Now I'm thinking, is it gonna be like back in 2013 was it, the game came out? That's gonna be the graphical fidelity and it's gonna run well? Or is it gonna be like the remastered version, which is gonna look better, but it might run pretty badly? Now I won't know that for a few more hours, because for some reason the game now needs to build shaders for 6 hours. Like, is this still the greedy approach of the companies where they just shit out the product that's unoptimized, doesn't work right, but it allows them to milk you of money and they'll patch it later on? Well, I wouldn't know. Just a few weeks ago, the version 1.1.2 came out, or something like that. So I'm pretty much up to date, almost. Not that that would have changed anything. But yeah, first off, you buy 11 floppy disks to install the game. Next, you buy a game on multiple CDs that you have to keep swapping in to keep playing. Next, you need to be downloading them right from the internet because the box you've bought only contains a digital key for the online store. And now even after all that, after buying it at the store, getting just the key and downloading the game, it will be building shaders out of fucking who knows what. As if they're not installed already there. The new era of gaming. And as you can see in the background, yes, it is in fact the remaster. Yes, it does in fact chug on my PC. And there is one more problem with it that I'll talk about on stream. And this is a big one. Man, it's like the whole world conspires against me to force me to accept mediocrity. Newest Windows update, reset settings, bad screen color calibration, poor game performance, changed in-game models. And it's not even just about these first world problems. I've got things going on in the back that are just a letdown. Well then, see you on stream, or at my newest KOTOR episode, where I won't have to be talking about all this, because I relegated it to a separate video. I'm curious how's that gonna perform. Life is a struggle. Don't give up, don't simp, and see you then.